Hello and welcome to a pick a card reading. So here are the three piles. I've already drawn these piles, but I'm gonna pull additional cards for each pile when we do the individual reading. So if you've never done a pick a card reading, the way this works is these are timeless readings. These are also adult only readings. I personally just don't think people that aren't adults, unfortunately, even though your guys' lives and opinions and everything matters just as much, I don't I don't think that your brain is fully developed to understand the nuance of like spiritual guidance. And especially at your young age, you are probably like more connected than us adults. So you should really get into your own ways of guidance at this age and develop those as your roots. And then you can add on stuff like this. Anyway, let's get into the reading. There will be three images that are going to be assigned to each pile. And just pick whichever image you can't take your eyes off of, or whichever one your eyes dart to first. And then you could just use that as your gut feeling for which pile is yours. And let's get into it. Timestamps will be below. Comment other ideas for readings and prompts so I can do more pick a card readings. And I'll see y'all soon. Hello, pile one. So let's get into your reading. As I make more videos and you guys leave me good ideas for prompts as well and what you guys want to see more of as far as readings, they're going to be pretty general. I'll get better prompts, I promise. But, as the title of the video, this is a Venus in retrograde reading. This is general messages that you need to know about your Venus in retrograde. So, as far as time goes, it's really just concerning your present moment and then where we're moving into in the next few weeks. So, we have your dreams need a practical plan, full moon in Taurus. Boom. The Din Din Bell, number 36, let go and let grow. Third eye chakra, penal perspective. Okay. So I'm already seeing that it's a lot of spiritual spiritual quiet time, spiritual meditation, however that looks for you. I think that pile one, you guys have had the dream to deepen your spiritual foundation, whatever that looks like for you, and your personal connection with your life and what your purpose is here. And overall, I think that you're seeing that there needs to be practical actions done for you to be able to truly like use these tools like your third eye, because so many people talk about like opening the third eye so you can see everything. And like the thing about your chakras is that they could be too open and they could be too closed. It's not just that they could be closed. So I think that you guys are realizing that there needs to be a practical, methodical approach to opening your chakras, maybe, or just educating yourself spiritually, because especially right now, it's a trend. And I guess the better word is being commercialized spirituality, and that's good, but also it could bring a lot of oversaturation into the market. So you gotta like really be on your spiritual discernment to be like what practices resonate for you, and taking that practical approach to do your research. So when these things start coming in and these messages start coming in, you can actually be in a space to decipher them, or have the tools to decipher them, or have the wisdom to apply them in the highest good way for you, in your highest good. So let's pull some more cards, get some more information about what it is that you need to plan out. What else does pile one need to know about their practical plan? How can they make it more practical? Yeah. Oop, already. I don't even expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. I'm just gonna pull another one for the Din Din Veil. Some more information. Divine discernment, what I just say. Step back and find clarity. So, let's see. I didn't even mean to pull from this one. I was supposed to pull from this deck. Right here. Reclaim your energy. Okay. I really feel like I'm trying to keep everyone's reading in 5 minutes because of editing purposes and uploading purposes. But I'm really not even trying to rush. This is like pretty straightforward, like with what we're seeing right now. And then I'll pull from the bottom of the deck to like wrap it all up. But basically, you guys are coming into a period where a lot of things are going to be revealed to you. A lot of information is going to be coming in. And the only way that your discernment is really going to be on point is if you get a practical plan, have a routine that you can exercise your mental muscle. Because honestly, meditation and all these different things like discernment, like these are in a way like muscles in our mental body, our spiritual body, and anything with physical body, you got to work out repetition, repetition. So I just feel like the more that you practice drawing your energy back, it's not about being rough with yourself and being like, crap, I've been off focused. I haven't been, just being rough about it. Just be real about it. And like, the thing about meditation is a lot of meditation leaders will say, like when they're leading the meditation, if you notice your focus drifting, just to gently bring it back. And I think that's what this Venus retrograde is going to be about. Is going to be about gently bringing back your focus to God, to your inner world, to what is going on with you, so you can be better prepared to discern anything that's going on outside of you, and if you need to be involved in that or if you don't. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck for each thing just to wrap it up. So the bottom of the deck you have North Star, flip your inner light switch. The bottom of this deck we got radical expansion. So I'm just going to close up on this card really quick. Her heart is completely open. And in order to get to a space where your heart chakra could be completely open and it's expanding, you've done the work to set the foundation so you can have somewhere to expand. You've made space for the expansion. So that's what this period is going to be about, is making space for the powerful change, expecting it, breathing like it's already happened, like they say. And then the bottom of the deck for this is surrender to the divine, like I said. Surrender to God, surrender to the things that you cannot control. And that is your reading, pile 1. Hello, pile 2. Let's get into your reading. So the way I'm going to do this is a Venus retrograde themed general messages. So really just going to be focusing on where you're at right now at this moment, since Venus retrograde has already started. And I believe it's retrograding in, I don't know what sign it's retrograding in, but it is a retrograde right now. Anyway, these are just going to be general messages on where you're at right now and where you're going, but with the focus on bringing more love into your life, creating space for the things that we love. Venus represents these things. I'll put it here. So yeah, let's get into it. So you have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. You have where you are is where it's at, and vulnerability. Okay. Or actually, I'm trying to match it up with the piles behind them. Okay, so this is your overall Venus retrograde. Okay. So basically, it seems like some self-confidence issues have been a theme for a lot of people. I've been doing readings for the last few days. This has been a theme. But part of working on that is having the vulnerability to admit like that it's an issue. So let's just look at this card close up. And maybe getting into nature for some of you will be helpful, because I see some flowers here, and the thing about flowers, blossoming. So some of you guys are coming from this period where you're very closed up, not very vulnerable, and then you're completely open, like a blossom flower. Complete openness could signal vulnerability, but I want you to really think about what this brings up for you. Do you like being vulnerable? Are you comfortable being vulnerable? Do you subconsciously put yourself in vulnerable positions? Like, just think about what it could mean for you. But I think ultimately it's just being vulnerable about all the parts of yourself that you feel like are not as bright and as pretty, and realizing that as long as you with you, you're good. You are the only person you're going to be with the rest of your life, so might as well become really, really good friends with yourself. Let's pull some more cards for the have faith in your dreams. Dang, you got two. Nothing yet is set in stone. A new romantic cycle begins. Okay, we're going to tell you. Let's pull some more cards for this middle section here. Harmonic flight. Okay, maybe somebody is coming into the woodworks. That's like second card with, you got a person on this one, but I really just want to keep it focused on ourselves, honestly, because Venus is in retrograde. The quest. Okay. Plunge boldly into life. Harmonic flight. And then you got two cards for over here. So just to add some more details to what I said before, this is a journey. This is a journey. And part of the fun is the journey itself. Like once you get to, I guess, a more, hi Nova, a more settled place of feeling like secure in your dreams, okay? I don't want you to get discouraged and feel like you're off track because you're not there yet, because that's part of the quest, is understanding that where you are is where it's at. And then you'll readjust and you'll feel comfortable, and then you might want to make some more changes again. So it's a constant quest, I think. That's what I'm trying to say. Harmonic flight with vulnerability. I don't know if some of y'all had some vulnerabilities triggered in some type of like relationship. It could be platonic, family, or romantic. But maybe that's where the vulnerability is. Maybe some of y'all have to, you guys are realizing that in order to get that deep, passionate, vulnerable love, you got to be vulnerable. And you're like, wait, no, I don't want to do that, but I want someone to feel close to. But in order for you to feel close to someone, you have to be vulnerable, along with a lot of other things. But I feel like this is the main thing that may be blocking some of you, is like, oh, I want a partner, or I want a close friend, or I want to get closer to the person that's already there, but that means I would have to be vulnerable, and I don't know about that. So I think that's going to be the theme for you guys, because nothing yet is set in stone. And maybe that's what makes you vulnerable about it, is that you can't guarantee the outcome of something that you choose to get involved in. So what's the point of getting your hopes up and getting excited if you feel like nothing yet is set in stone? Like, what the heck? So I understand, but it's a clean slate. It's a new cycle. You're starting a new cycle. You don't have to be worried about the last cycle. Like, you already learned everything from all the other quests you've been on. So what are you waiting for? Nova had to come up on the reading and sit on y'all like, come on. I'm just kidding. She's just trying to look out the window. Okay, so now we're going to look at the bottom of each deck to wrap up the reading. Here, baby. So, the bottom of this deck, balanced forces. So, I'm going to do it all at the end. I'm going to do it all at the end. Release negativity at the bottom of this deck. What I was saying. Release the negativity from the past cycles. Bring what's useful. And then the end of this deck, dream redirection. Redream this situation. So, if some of you guys are involved in some type of relationship thing, and like I said, not just romantic, okay, maybe it is how you're perceiving it and not necessarily the person's actions. I kind of want to draw one more card to like see if it's really like supposed to be it's on your perception, or if this person's like, I think that's your own discernment, but I think spirit wants you to take accountability for the direction of things right now, and not necessarily saying it's all your fault because you can't control people's actions, but you also can change the direction at any point in time. And maybe for some of y'all, maybe y'all need to start over and just start clean slate and just focus on yourselves. Where you are is where it's at. Just dating yourself. I really feel that really strong for you, but I do feel like for general speaking, most of the population watching this one that picked this pile already has people or a person that they feel close to, and they don't know why they're questioning, them being there for them or not. They don't know why they feel that way, but they just know they feel vulnerable. So just know that you can redirect this at any time, okay, y'all? That's pile 2. Hello, pile 3. Boom. All right, so let's get into it. So like I said, for everybody, this is still general messages, but it's themed with Venus retrograde right now. Not an astrologist or an astronomer, and I know the difference between two. I'm just saying, I know a lot about random different things, but I'm not an expert. But I will post a little picture here about what Venus represents in astrology, and then what the retrograde represents, and then you're meant to, the intention with this is, if you feel called or if it resonates with you, to apply this to the next few weeks coming up, focused in the area of love, pleasure, your passions, good food, good, Venus. So you have, look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. Eyes on the prize, trust the guidance of the North Star. It was in reverse, but I don't know if that's just because I put it down like that, but we'll keep that in mind. And then we have ether, the seamless, unspeakable. Interesting. So, let's just say it was in reverse. If I were to take that, and like with reverse, it's, and you can do this too if you have cards of your own. Like, this page is also meant for you not to depend on these videos, but just to use them as like what's the word? Outside perspective. But this is where you're coming from, your overall theme. If it was in reverse, we're taking it in as the opposite meaning. So, eyes on the prize. So maybe during this, Venus retrograde, you may feel like you don't have a sense of focus, you don't have your eyes on the prize, or it may be a struggle. But if we take it like this, it could mean all those things, even if it's not in reverse. I just want to take that into account because it was the only card upside down. So maybe just be extra attentive of your focus during Venus retrograde and what the prize means for you. Like, what does that even mean when I say that for you watching this right now? What would your prize be that you want to have your eyes on? What is this bigger picture? I think some of you guys are really getting into the big feelings of like, what is my special quality? maybe there's some, because even now I'm like, I have all these things I want to say, but I'm questioning the validity of them because there's no evidence. The unspeakable is just something I feel. And during this Venus retrograde, the way that you're gonna love yourself or bring more love into your life is by realizing that it's okay that you didn't know what your bigger picture was until just recently, or until just now, or just like, I feel like that's the thing I've always thought about growing up, is like that whole what do you want to be when you grow up prompt that we get like every 4 years in school, and then like the silent alienation of people from teachers, and just how it's set up in the system of like, oh well, you don't really know what you want to do, and that's weird because you should know, because there's a place for everyone to go. And it's like, no, that's okay. What you've been doing this whole time has been preparing you to figure out what the prize is for you. Maybe that's why it was upside down, because you're like, I don't even know what I'm trying to go for exactly. I just have this feeling of what I'm supposed to be doing, and I just follow that feeling. And I think that's like what the bigger picture is overall for you guys. So let's pull some clarification cards, more information on this one. A personal issue reaches resolution. Okay, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, you're accepting that it's okay that you didn't know. You're not one of those people that are like, I want to be a veterinarian. And, I'm not saying like that I'm not making fun of wanting to be a veterinarian. I'm saying like you're not someone that has an exact job title, or never really ever had an exact job title of like what you wanted to do. Maybe when you were young, but like for the most part, it's a general feeling for you. And that was a personal issue for you for a long time. This is full moon in Cancer, full moon in Sagittarius. Cool. Let's draw extra detail for Eyes on the Prize. Doing good on time. Trying to give everybody max 8 minutes. Okay, X marks the spot. See the love in the skies. I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna draw another card because I'm very curious about what this whole prize thing is, if I'm on the right track with this. Because it's not live, so I don't have no one commenting. That's why I'm trying to do these videos, so I can go live, but it is a cool exercise for me. So I'm gonna use this deck just to get some extra details about this little thing. Okay. So this card in this deck talks about like the gift of honoring the parts of you that some may label broken, or like the shadow or whatever. You see how like she's crying, but then she has like a smirk on her, like she's all of it. She's happy, sad, like she's the wholeness. The she of the lotus represents the beauty in the chaos in you, and the peaceful side. So maybe that's what I was kind of trying to pick up on, was you don't have like a normal or like one-dimensional direct uh job title purpose thing that you need to carry out. You doing you, for lack of a better term, like is your prize, is the place you're trying to get to, of like where you can do you and that sustains your life, like bills, all of that, if that makes sense. It's a general read, y'all. I'm sorry. I could feel it all like, what? Like, I want information. You'll understand. Like, it's unspeakable. And we about to pull the clarification card for this last section. Earth. Nurture nature. Okay, I'm going to read for this book to get ready to close out the reading for this card. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck really quick. tripod difficulties. Boom. Okay. 14. Earth. Okay, so this card represents looking after the planet, the ebb and flow of life, and loving embrace of Mother Nature, the natural beauty of death and decay, time in nature, growth through weathering storms. So no one can hold you. No one can hold us the way nature can, and she transforms our woes if we allow ourselves to surrender. That's what I'm saying. Just like let it ebb and just let it flow. Grounding. So the themes of this card: grounding, finding your roots, reliability, physical healing, nurture, solid foundations. Okay, so maybe this Venus retrograde, some grounding will really do amazing things for y'all. Let's look at the bottom of each deck. Wow. Heart chakra. Unfurling back to love. Celebrate the sacred gap. Give thanks for the buffer time. Like I'm saying, you may feel like you're buffering right now. You're like, I just feel like I'm not fully loaded on exactly what I want to do. Like, that's what I was feeling earlier. Like, oh, it's a general read, y'all. Like, I felt like some of y'all were like, rainbow wheel vibes, like, okay, and like get to what exactly I'm supposed to be doing. And it's not like that for you. A new romantic cycle begins at the bottom of this deck. So maybe the new romantic cycle, because again, I'm not just going to apply romance to you and another person. It's you and you getting to know yourself. This romantic cycle, I really feel like represents for this pile the romance of you surrendering to the uniqueness of your journey. Other people might be like, girl, you need, or, boy, whoever, you need to figure out what you're doing. You're kind of just winging it right now. And that's not doing it or whatever. And it is doing it for you. Like, you may not see it, but I think this Venus retrograde, I know this Venus retrograde, you will. But the tool in order to do that, so you can pull that in, is to ground yourself. Get time in some Mother Nature if you can, alone, and just ground your thoughts, and just you'll figure it out when you need to figure it out. But you have it figured out the more you just do you. Okay? All right. See y'all later. Thanks for watching.